Hello. Welcome
Hey.
to Vinyl Update 2. Or not Vinyl Update. Vinyl
Collection.
1. Right,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
so we're starting with A.
Yeah.
Last time we did like our like new
What we
comps.
just bought.
That was more of an update. This is the collection run through.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with our first record on the shelf, which was an A, which is an album neither of us really care about much.
It's
Adventures.
Supersonic Home by Adventures.
Yeah, right.
It's an alright album.
It's pretty good.
It's
Your
got-
Sweetness
Your Sweetness
is
is
a
good,
pretty good song.
and so is Walk You to Bed.
Okay. It's kind of bland. It's kind of a bland album.
It's, Run for Cover Records, emo, like...
Right. The record itself...
It's got the girl from
very
Code
cool.
Orange in it, though. Oh yeah, the record's cool.
Code Orange is much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the record color itself is a nice kind of, a little like gross actually, now that I'm looking at it.
I think it's cool, though.
It is. It's like green and yellow.
I think it's supposed to have some red in it, but my copy just, doesn't really.
I guess.
If you look at it online, it's, red, green, yellow.
Weird. Maybe it will be worth extra.
No. That's one less color. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but it's like a misprint.
I don't know if
No
it's a
red.
misprint. It's,
No red.
somewhere.
Alright. Anyway.
It's an alright record. If you're into, emo or, Midwest emo or, indie rock. Yeah, Midwest.
Oh,
Good one.
thank you. I saw it on the floor. Next up, we got a...
Much better album.
Agalloch the Mantle. One of my favorite records. Period. I was gonna say, metal records. One of my favorite records.
It's quite awesome. It's got a cool, metal-looking deer on the cover.
Over
Deer
at
pretty,
the...
black metal.
At the cabin, it's been cooling down. Cabin, down. Chilling in our cabin, libertarian style. Here,
It's almost,
it's getting
this
to
time of
winter.
year. Look at these, dudes.
Yeah, these are cool. These just look like dudes.
This guy looks like Flatlander.
Yes, this guy does look like Flatlander. But
Right.
This is a very wintry album, very cold. I've had some wintry walks while listening to Agalloch.
I would say if
Some
you're
snow.
into atmospheric music and not that into metal really, because it's barely a metal album. It is, but it's very
It's
easy to get into.
atmospheric metal, yeah.
Right.
A metal fan could appreciate this album, or non-metal fan.
A non-metal
could
fan
appreciate
and a
this
metal
album.
fan could appreciate this album.
Right.
It's just it's pretty epic. It's got some good crescendos.
Definitely a
and,
modern classic.
Yeah.
It's got
Definitely.
some crescendos.
Yeah.
You're all about the
I
crescendos.
don't know, it's kind of post rock, I don't know. It's
Maybe.
very folk.
It's definitely folky.
Mm-hmm. So if that sounds good. Check it out. It's a pretty tight record. Oh, actually, that one's colored. I forgot.
Oh well, it's a lack.
Well,
of
it's
color.
clear.
Should I show it off here?
Yeah, why not? It's a nice
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it kind of looks like ice.
Yeah.
Which is good for this album.
Yeah. I think this might be a bootleg.
Really?
I think.
Did you mean to buy a bootleg?
It
It says. It doesn't look like one to me, but.
I think I might have I don't
have
know.
to check on that. It has a
It came with a poster.
proper number.
I think the guy I bought it from just makes posters of whatever albums you buy from him.
Yeah, we do have a poster. Maybe we'll take a picture.
Because
of
I bought that and I bought
so you can
Lantlos
put
from
the
him.
poster
and
in
they
here,
go with
but,
the posters.
Yeah, the guy you got a Lantlos poster. That guy just makes them and gives them to people who buys his records.
He must, unless those two albums just happen to come with similar posters.
I don't think so. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next up is Air Supply.
This album sucks.
I got this from my
Look at
mother.
these dudes.
Inheritance. Not a good album at all. But
There's
this is
7 people in this band.
This looks like in Evangelion when they're all clapping and they say
Yes.
congratulations at the end, not
Right.
end of Eva, but at the end of Evangelion.
Right.
Yeah, that's what this looks like. It doesn't sound like that at
Yeah,
all.
Air
It sounds
Supply
like
is the one
generic,
that you love.
piano rock.
Which song did we think was okay?
We listened to this and there was what was it? I think it was
This album sucks.
I think it was the first song on side B.
You think so?
I do believe it was the first song on side B. Sweet Dreams.
I don't think so. I don't think that sounds right.
You don't think it was Sweet Dreams?
I think it was like the last song on side A.
Maybe that's the case. This Heart Belongs to Me.
Yeah, I think that was it. That song was alright.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't very good, but like, you know, Air Supply.
An album I'd definitely not recommend checking out.
Yeah, no.
Unless you're really into like, just like shitty piano, like
Soft
dudes,
rock.
yeah, soft rock. Like there's like
Adult
a guy
contemporary.
and a girl, and they like sing lightly over and about how they love each other.
Right.
It's not great.
No.
If you're a mom, you might like it.
Yeah.
This was a gift from your father.
Yeah, my dad got me this.
Alice in Chains live.
Live Facelift.
I haven't heard this. I mean, I've heard Facelift, of course, but
Right.
I mean, I haven't heard this live album. But
It's pretty cool. It's a cool little recording. I believe it's like kind of rare.
Cool. Is it? Yeah.
Red vinyl.
I know it's worth a good
Transparent.
amount. A pretty penny.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains, great band. We should own more.
Facelift,
Alice
not
in
one of the
Chains
best
than we do.
records,
I think
but-
this is the only Alice in Chains record we own,
Yeah, it is.
which is a problem, I'd say, because they're a great band.
We don't even have Jar Flies.
One of the bands from my like childhood that I still respect.
Right.
You know,
Same. Yeah.
Instead
actually.
of just like not caring about
Right,
it all.
yeah.
I think a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Oh, this album here. This is my album of the year last year.
Oh yeah, good old Forced
Yeah,
Witness.
Forced Witness by Alex Cameron. An album I put off a lot during that year.
Me too. I
I
didn't get
didn't
around to
listen
it
to
till
it
the end of the
until
year.
the end of the year, which is a damn shame because it's my fucking favorite record from last year.
It's awesome.
It's really good. Because I mean, it's funny. That's pretty obvious by the cover. You know, I think that's what turned me off at first. I thought it was like, you know, just like goofy. Like
I mean, it is. But
it is goofy, but the songs are great,
yeah, they are.
and the sound is like, the sound's very authentic to like what it's trying to.
Right.
Parody.
It pulls it off like pretty well.
It
It
pulls
is
off
like
really well. I was listening to like an
it is
interview
like
with
a
him or
joke.
something that he said he was using like synths from the 80s like to make this album.
it makes sense.
And
yeah, you can really
they
tell.
were a pain in the ass to use.
Huh.
Apparently, they'd overheat and shit. You know, he
Right.
said it was a real fucking pain, but it was worth it. It came out to a great record. Sounds perfect for what he was trying to pull off with this kind of gross like 80s guy
Right.
aesthetic, which is hilarious.
Like toxic masculinity.
Right.
Like
Running Out of Luck.
Running Out of Luck
the
is the best.
standout track.
there's a couple of my favorite
Stud
songs.
Muffin 96 is the funniest one.
Yeah. There's a couple of my favorite songs of last year on here, like
I mean, all
Candy May,
there really aren't.
Stranger's Kiss, True Lies,
Yeah.
Marlon Brando,
Oh, Marlon Brando.
Politics
great
of
one.
Love. I mean,
The Hacienda.
yeah, that one's pretty good.
That one's funny.
Yeah, it is.
The whole album. There's not any songs that detract from the album or anything.
Right.
It's really solid.
Yeah, I mean, it is like solid throughout.
It never lets up the act. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'd say the worst song is probably Country Figs, but that's like right at the beginning and still like good.
Yeah, it's still a good song. Yeah, great album. Really, really glad to own it.
Yeah, definitely check out Run Out of Luck. That's
Oh yeah, if you like that song,
one of the best songs of last year for sure.
And I mean, if you like that track, it's worth checking out the rest of the
If
album.
you're into,
because, they all sound pretty similar.
If you're into like 80s like cheese and like synth pop,
Right. If you're into like 80s like cheesy movies and shit, it's the same
Right.
like aesthetic as that.
Yeah. done very well.
Done.
Like the songs are legitimately like great songs, but it's also like kind of goofy.
Right. They get caught in my head a lot still.
Yeah.
A year later, you know.
I don't even listen to it that much anymore, but yeah, same.
Oh, next up is Alvvays, the self-titled
Oh yeah,
Alvvays record, which I have a lot of conflicting feelings on,
me too.
because like
Half of it's
the songs that are good are like really good and very
the best
well
songs.
written.
Yeah,
They're really well written. They're not necessarily well recorded, and they're not necessarily
Right.
I don't know, but they're good. Like they definitely stick with you. Adult
this
Diversion,
album sounds a bit generic.
Archie, Marry Me. It does sound a bit generic. Yes.
Yeah, the songs are good though
They also stand out in their crowd,
because the songs
like
are
the
good.
band, right? Because the songs are written well. At least the
The
ones
good
that
songs are written.
the
well.
ones that aren't as good, I completely don't remember.
Yeah, they're
And
so
just
forgettable.
Like, yeah, they
Adult
they aren't worth
Diversion,
anything.
Archie, Marry Me,
Party Police.
Police,
Atop a Cake is good.
Atop a Cake. Those are like great songs.
Really, it's like this is a great EP, and like an okay album.
Right.
So
The album format really like fucked this one up.
this is one of my favorite album covers, though.
Really, I didn't know that.
I love this album
one's
cover.
On colored vinyl too, actually.
Oh yeah, we should show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice light blue with some detail.
Yeah.
Not just
like,
light blue, little like
like
speckles in.
marbly.
Pretty nice. Pretty sweet color there.
Yeah. Cool little record.
Right, a good one. It was also really cheap. I believe I bought it for
like $10.
It was less than 15. I know that.
Yeah.
Really cheap, worth it. And then next up is their next album, which was
their best album.
Well, Antisocialites, which was a huge improvement, I think, overall.
It made them not generic anymore.
Right.
Right.
They
definitely have their own sound on this record.
Yeah.
They really are. Like,
and the best songs aren't necessarily like worse than the ones on the self-titled record.
I think In Undertow is their best song.
In Undertow, Plimsoll Punks is really good.
Plimsoll Punks is great. Lollipop's really good.
Yeah, this is definitely a more consistent record.
It is. I listen to this one front to back like pretty often.
Yeah,
I never listened to the other one.
The sound in the recording is overall
way
completely
better.
Improved, but I don't necessarily think the best written songs on here are better than.
I think In Undertow is the best song. So,
but I don't know. In Undertow is a fantastic song. Definitely competes with the ones.
Archie Marry Me is like the best on the other album, but you know.
Here's another one of my favorite album covers. Endless Fantasy, Anamanaguchi, classic gamer tunes.
Yeah, if you're into like bleeps and bloops and like gamer noises.
We forgot the color on this one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get back to the gamer tones in a second. Yeah. This one has just a nice yellow.
Yeah, it's just yellow.
Bright yellow.
Yellow.
Really bright.
It's got some like cool packaging too. I like it.
Yeah, it does. The pictures here are cute.
Yeah.
Cute. I mean, they have the style of like.
The album, like kind of like indie.
No. Yeah, well, I was gonna say like indie, like kids, like art style. You know what I mean? Like, this is the shit I see. Like, it looks like stick and poke tattoos or some shit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a good vibe.
Yeah, it's good.
Alvvays is definitely like a vibe band.
Yeah, I was listening to them in the bath the other day. It was pretty good.
Man.
They do vibe pretty nice. But yeah, Anamanaguchi.
Gamer Noise album.
Gamer Boops has one of my favorite pop songs of all time on it.
Prom Night.
Prom Night, an absolute classic. I think this album's pretty like bloated.
It is. It's a double LP.
I've only listened to it all the way through a few times, honestly.
I've heard it all the way through like probably I don't know, like way too many times.
I heard all the way through a few times,
it.
but then I kind of found my favorite tracks and
Me too. But when I was in middle school, I didn't listen to like,
right.
As much shit as
Japan Air is also one of the best tracks.
Well, I can tell you what the best songs are.
Well,
you don't even have to listen to the like whole album. Listen to Endless Fantasy, Japan Air, Viridian Genesis, John Hughes, Akira, Prom Night, Meow, In the Basement.
In the Basement is a great song. That's one of my favorites.
And the last track. Those are the best ones.
The track with the emoji.
Yeah, emoji track, emoticon track.
Right. I will say, even if you're not really into like chiptune, 8-bit, like gamer
it's just
bullshit,
good pop music. Yeah,
it is just good pop music. But definitely check out Prom Night.
That one has vocals. The rest of the album's like instrumental, except for Japan Air has which is like a J-pop song kind of.
Which is also a great track to check out. My two favorite are the ones with vocals. I wish they would be like pop producers. I think they'd be a lot better.
I think they are kind of doing that now.
That'd be good.
Because Pop It sounded like, like a Yasutaka Nakata like produced kind of thing, like Kiari or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like Perfume or like PC Music or whatever.
Right.
Fucking. Alright, well.
Oh yeah, and the record color itself is really cool.
Yeah.
Spotted.
Pretty tight.
Clear. It's a great package, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Surprising for like a chiptune album on vinyl to have such a nice package. It also sounds really nice.
I remember when I ordered it, I pre-ordered this album back when it came out on vinyl, and I pre-ordered it on Amazon and it just like never showed up when it came out.
Really?
Like it got lost somewhere and just like never showed up. So I had to order it again.
Damn.
Yeah, that kind of sucked, but
Worth it. Yeah.
Anamanaguchi. Endless Fantasy. Good album.
And next up is their other good record that I've heard, which is actually a soundtrack for the Scott Pilgrim game, which I've not played. I've only heard the soundtrack, but I've heard the soundtrack all the way through a few times.
It's a good soundtrack. I think Endless Fantasy has better songs on it, though.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's just like game music.
Yeah, of course.
This is a cool pressing.
I wouldn't recommend this to someone ever.
Yeah,
not
me either, really.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's a cool own because I love Scott Pilgrim. I just haven't played the game because it's not available anywhere in existence. You own it, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
It does have good
Scott
songs.
Pilgrim itself is great.
Like, it is just video game music, but like, it's like really good video game music. Like, this is considered one of the best game soundtracks of the decade.
I mean, I think it's just one of the best game soundtracks. Like, if we're talking full soundtracks, this is definitely up there.
It's pretty awesome. Scott Pilgrim Anthem, Another Winter. I mean, Rock Club's good.
You saw them live, right?
I did. Yeah, I saw Anamanaguchi live. It was pretty tight.
Yeah, you said there's a lot of vape going around at the old Anamanaguchi show.
It was when like vape to like first like become like a thing.
Right.
So like yeah.
You said it smelled like a fruit salad.
Yeah, it did smell like a fruit salad.
Yeah. Cool band.
It was at a really small bar. It was cool.
I wish they were doing things.
And they said that their new album would come out at the end of the year or the beginning of next year, and then it hasn't come out, and that was like 4 years ago. So
yeah, right. Next up, Can't Maintain by Andrew Jackson Jihad.
Don't we have 2 copies of this?
Yes, we do. I'll show off the other one. This is just the black copy. The other one's what, green or something?
Yeah, green with like black, whatever.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show it off. Hold on. We have 2 copies of this. One of them's mine.
This is the one I bought. Like
when me and Connor combined our collections. Originally, he left all of his records that I already owned at his old house, but we started bringing back the variants.
Right. Because I have
he has the green.
Right.
I just have the plebeian black. He has the green.
Green with like black smoke. It's pretty cool. This is your favorite Andrew Jackson Jihad album, right?
That goes back and forth. I mean, People Who Can Eat People is probably my favorite Andrew Jackson Jihad record.
Right.
But I do love this album. I like this album considerably more than Knife Man.
I don't really. I think it's about as good.
Those are the 3 Andrew Jackson Jihad albums.
Right. There's only 3.
There's only 3 Andrew Jackson Jihad albums. No other ones.
Heart Elation, Self-Esteem, Evil.
Well, okay, because Heart Elation and Self-Esteem are 2 of my favorite songs by them.
Right, me too.
Period. So, yeah. Oh, Sense and Sensibility is also one of my favorite
Who Are
songs
You
by
is
them.
great too. So Love Will Fuck Us Apart.
Whiteface,
We
Black
Come
Face.
Here to Rock's really good too.
Whiteface, Black Eyes is a devastating ending to this album. This is their saddest album for me, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely the most like...
Because People Can Eat People is like sad, but it has like the you see the bright side in People Who Can Eat People. Which is up there, actually, I forgot.
There's no like optimism in this album.
Yeah, there's no optimism. There's really only one. Well, I mean, okay, other than the kazoo fucking song, really the only one I don't like is "Truckers of the Blood." I think that song's kind of boring and drawn out and like.
Sorry, look at whose name is on it.
But oh yeah, Jeff Rosenstock.
Jeff Rosenstock
played the theremin and the saxophone on this album.
Good old Jeff. What a guy.
Great album. Not necessarily a good entry point to Andrew Jackson Jihad, though, if you're looking to get into them.
Right.
Next up,
it wasn't my entry point, anyways.
It wasn't. Was this
Knife Man?
Yeah, Knife Man's a great record. It has
I
a lot
think it
of problems.
is a good entry point for them, though.
Yeah, well, it's a lot more rockin'. It's a lot more punk.
It's like pretty much a straight up like skate punk or like pop punk album, but it's like barely like because like
I mean it's folkier, but than most pop punk.
It has like folk songs on it, but the songs that are punk are like not folk punk anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a good album. I just have a lot of.
I have the most nostalgia for this album, maybe.
I don't have
out of their 3 albums.
I don't really have that much nostalgia for this record because I got into them later.
Gift the Magi 2, Distance, like
it does have really great songs.
Fuck the Devil,
Distance, and Gift of the Magi 2 are fantastic.
Right, and so is was
It
it?
has some
Big Bird.
has a couple songs that haven't aged that well.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
it's still a solid record. It's still worth checking out. I think most people could enjoy it.
And this was their last album. They never did anything else
Right.
after this.
They didn't make a single album after that. It's pretty amazing.
And just like complete silence.
Yeah, right. No one's heard from them since.
All right.
This is People Who Can Eat People. This is an alternative cover. This is the actual cover. I don't think you can see all of it, but this is the vinyl alt cover for People Who Can Eat People are the luckiest people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably a constant, like, berating album of good song after good song for like 30 minutes. And it does not overstay its welcome at all. You know, it comes and goes. I can put this album on and it'll go by in a second.
Great lyrics.
Oh yeah, right. It's the ultimate like scream along album for me too. I love
sing until you're like coughing up blood.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it has the best songs on it.
Right. Like Brave as a Noun is like one of my favorite songs like ever.
Right.
People to the Reckoning.
Bad Things into No More Tears is like one of the best like transitional.
Well, so is Brave as a Noun into Survival Song.
Well, they all kind of blend together.
Great album. Like,
yeah.
I mean, this was like my favorite band in middle school. Right. So I don't listen to it that much anymore, but like plenty of nostalgia for it.
I mean, we still put this on pretty often. I'd say mostly when like people are over that like know it. No, good one. That like know the album because then it's a good old communal like. Fun, sing along, have a good time. Even though it is like sad, kinda, it's it has the fun, positive factor.
It is like a fun album,
right? It is.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like Johnny Hobo in like the like sense that it's sad, but like it sounds fun.
Right.
You know
it's really fun to sing.
I guess a lot of folk punks like that, but
yeah,
this one's the peak of it, and that's well. I was gonna say that's it, but since we're doing Andrew Jackson Jihad, we should probably just talk about this as well.
Oh yeah, right.
Since we're talking about them,
I'm less familiar with this.
I have their one of their EPs, "Only God Can Judge Me," which is it's just a cool little side thing they did, I believe. I mean, it's fun. It's not great. There's not many like memorable
standout tracks. Yeah, I don't remember it at all, if I'm honest.
I like it.
I haven't heard it since middle school,
enough.
So
I think it's got some good standout like lyrics on it.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, some memorable ones, some good tracks.
It's on black vinyl, yeah. I don't have to like show it or anything.
Definitely like you run out of things to listen to them at. They only have 3 albums. You listen to all 3 albums. And now you need a little extra content.
Right. Yeah. Check this out. Yeah, it's pretty alright.
Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst thing they put out of their 3 album 1 EP career.
Right. Yeah.
And
a live album.
Yeah. Right. I have heard the live album. It is good.
Yeah.
They have a few.
Came out right before they stopped making albums.
Right. They have a few live albums, I think.
Really?
Yeah, but
I'm thinking of the Crescent Ballroom.
The Crescent Ballroom. That one is good.
Cool.
They make for a good like live album band. They have a good live album band because they have a very like rough recording style anyway.
Right. I mean? The albums are recorded live.
People Who Can Eat People sounds like a live album anyway.
Right.
So the live performances are cool.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it for this section. We'll continue with A. I think that's enough for now.
Yeah, I agree.